Hi Leos, and welcome to Deku Tarot. I'm going to be doing your July 15th through the 31st mid-monthly spiritual and tarot reading. So welcome to Deku Tarot. If you guys are new, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much for all of your support. And if you haven't, guys, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be using the Hermetic Tarot here for your general spread here. We'll see if we'll get into love this month. Some of the signs, I feel like there haven't been that many love messages, but I was drawn to use the Hermetic Tarot for you guys. And as you guys know, this is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, before I forget to mention. It cannot and it will not resonate with all of you, and that's okay. If it doesn't, it's not meant for you, and that's all right. So let's check out. Let's talk about your energy right now. Because as I'm reading this, it is July 15th. Tomorrow we have that full moon in Capricorn, partial lunar eclipse, the second eclipse of Cancer season. So, what is this really bringing up for you guys? Sorry, I'm trying to fix my shirt there. What is it bringing up in your life? What have all these eclipses brought up for you? I think for some of you who are less developed, it's been really rocky. It's been a ride. There's been a lot of loss, a lot of uncomfortable conversations. And if you haven't seen your overall July 2019 video, which I'm pretty much going to consider, yeah, it's an overall reading, but it really did cover, I think, that first half of the month for you guys. So please go check that out if you haven't, because I don't feel that the energies have changed so much. If I'm being honest for you guys, but let's see. I really want it to pop out for you. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I might have to pick it. Where are we at here? Mid-July. What is your energy? Where are you guys at in the middle of all this eclipse energy, as we have so much in retrograde, including Mercury retrograding your sign with Mars in your sign right above it? We really, and for you guys, it's such an uncomfortable place to be, because communication is not going the way we think it is. And yet the Mars in our sign here, sitting right above Mercury retrograding in your sign, is making communication really forced, really awkward. Remember when I talked in that first half of the month reading there about the energy, the feeling of sucking the air out of the room, and you have to make sure you don't end up in that position where suddenly everyone's like, what did you just say? Are you really acting that way? Like, your presence this month is coming across more aggressive and unhinged, if that's the right word, than I think you guys realize. And I don't think you're going to feel more on kilter until the sun enters your sign on the 22nd. Wow, I still haven't even had a single card pop out. Come on, guys, what's the energy? Oh, and there. All right, cool. Finally, we get the Hermit. It's time to go within. We might be experiencing a real push. I mean, if you aren't taking some time out for yourself, please do. Please take time to step back, to not push forward in certain areas, to not push forward in communications and cause fights right now. When I see the Hermit, I mean, it's the Magus of the Voice of Light. The Hermetic Tarot is a very deep, very introspective deck here. It has a lot of symbolism. So, what really speaks to me in this imagery here is the snake and the egg. This Cancer season has been trying to put us in kind of an egg incubation period, because there is so much to be released. There's so much coming up. There is a lot of upheavals, especially in the social and friendship, relationship areas of our life right now. And it's really asking you guys to shift into a higher perspective, into a less egocentric perspective. Whenever I see the Hermit, it's asking you to stop trying to find. See how the snake is like curving around things? To me, this talks about, especially with that sign of Venus right there. I mean, this is the card of Virgo. So if you're dealing with a Virgo, that's very prevalent this month. But I will say, that snake curving around that Venusian sign, curving around the Virgo energy. If we are dealing with a Venus ruled sign like Taurus or Libra or a Virgo, we might be trying to, or even if it's not a sign that we're dealing with, but just kind of our heart and dealing with our feelings, we're trying to almost, I'm not even trying to say like manipulate yourself, but you're trying to kind of snake around something in a way where you don't have to deal with it the way that you know the universe is pushing you to deal with it, pushing you to face, pushing you to, to really sit down and evaluate. It might be our approaches in love, it might be our relationships, but it has to do with that area of our life there, our connections with others, how we interact, how we connect, how we view and what we associate with love. So there's a lot of needing to go within and evaluate relationships and how we are in them, but also the relationships that we bring into our life. What do they do to us? How do we approach them? Are we approaching them in a healthy way here? Are we in healthy relationships, friendships? And let's see what else comes out here for you. It just feels complicated. We're dealing with a lot of complicated feelings coming up. And again, it's really just asking us to go within, take some time out here. The Chariot, being of two minds on something. You cannot ride two horses with one butt. They're in two different directions. They're looking in two different directions here. It's also the card of Cancer, Cancer season. Cancer season puts you, again, it brought up a lot of relationship and egocentric stuff for you. And as we're nearing the end of it, as we're going through this full moon eclipse here in Capricorn on the 16th, it's asking us really to be open to change, to focus less on our bruised ego, which I think that we were feeling there in Cancer season, which to me this talks about throughout Cancer season we've needed to take a step back, but it also feels again very awkward. We're coming across as the snake, we're coming across as the hermit, we're coming across not right now. The way we're communicating, the way we're acting, it just feels stunted. I'm like trying to find a way to describe this. It's kind of like if you were trying to move forward in some way, you were kind of forced to sit and go, I don't know, a situation I think might have happened. Something happened, obviously, where you needed to look at whatever you were going through right now, wherever you're headed. It might be, where do I want to go in life? Where do I want to move? What do I want to do next? And we do need to take a step back and think about that. And maybe that's what Cancer season was about. And it hasn't been clear. You thought that it would come through this month with all this weird paused energy, and it just hasn't. You haven't been able to find your way through. And I would say, don't push it, but I know you guys are pushing it. I know we're trying to push up against this energy, trying to force our way forward, making decisions that, again, are not conducive to the energy, are not working with the energy, but instead are working against it, and especially against your own energy. Whoa, okay. 5 of Swords, 9 of Swords. I saw the 9 of Swords first, but we'll talk about the fights. Oh my god, guys. Wow, this is what I've been feeling coming on. Okay. I was like, doesn't seem so bad, but it looks pretty bad now. I'll be honest. Fights, warring, trying to one-up each other. Again, you're going to feel this push. And I'm not trying to come at you guys. Some signs just have really rough goes of it for a bit. Virgo's been having it for a long time. Now it's your turn, I think, guys. I have to say, sorry, Leos. It's rough. It's rough out here. And what I see here is a lot of fighting, a lot of infighting amongst friends, amongst even in relationships, in a lot of areas of our life. There's fighting, and it's all for power grabs so that we can feel more stable. It might not all be your fault, but I do think that you guys are not seeing things in a clear way and are trying so hard to stick in that Leo energy in the middle of all this stuff that's saying, no, this is not the time to be focused on our ego. This is not the time to be continuously acting the way we have been in the past. It's just asking us to outgrow childish emotions. It's really asking us to outgrow bad or difficult behaviors. Again, that tendency to gaslight, tendency to guilt trip, tendency to manipulate, it's all coming up. And if you aren't looking at it in in that justice-based perspective where we're seeing our truths for what they are, we're admitting our faults and we're doing something about it, then it's going to bring in this energy. I think for a lot of you guys, there are buried emotions, frustrations, things that we haven't talked to others about that are coming out in conversations. And again, we don't mean it that way. I think that we're coming across, we're starting fights. I'll be honest. You guys are starting fights. I'm getting that a lot. Again, there's defeating energy though. I mean, it's the Lord of Defeat in this deck. The flower there has been totally broken. The Nine of Swords is right next to it. This is a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. Lord of Despair and Cruelty. You might feel that the world is against you, that people are taking from you, fighting you. But if we're not looking at it from this perspective, if we're going down one road and not the other, and we're not seeing why are people fighting us, why are people leaving? You guys are definitely asking, why are people leaving? Why is this happening to me? What did I do? Is it really that big of a deal? Yes, obviously it is. Five of Swords, Nine of Swords. So, to somebody, this was, and if doesn't resonate as, something that you did, and sorry, what am I saying? Trying to English this. If this doesn't resonate in this way, it's, I feel that maybe you accidentally, brought this type of energy into a situation. You started a fight. You brought a very Nine of Swords feeling to somebody that was either important to you, or relationships, even a group of friends. And you guys, you might have to be suffering the consequence, and it's asking you to push forward. If people are falling out of your life, dropping out of your life, it's time to seek out different companions. It's time to right the wrongs here. Time to choose the better path. Own up to our mistakes. If we've been petty, if we've been childish in the past, we've started again fights, issues for no reason, or sucked the air out of a room, making a situation uncomfortable. And I feel like it's almost like in these moments, you guys know you're spiraling out of control. It's almost like, if you've ever seen Mean Girls, when it's like the word vomit moment and she just can't stop, and then it ends up being real vomit. But sometimes you can't stop what you're saying, and yet you're just witness to it. And it's that Mercury retrograde feeling of, and all this retrograde, all this stuff is like kind of combining to really kind of block you in a way where you can't stop yourself. It's, your mouth is running and you don't know what's coming out, and it's causing situations like this. So please be careful. Let's get some cards of advice here. We might, again, this is nightmarish fights, needing to go within, needing to take the time out. If you're trying to start something with a Cancer or a Virgo, expect them to fight you. And I mean starting fights, not relationships. But if you're trying to communicate frustrations, or even just, joke in a weird way with them right now, it's gonna be a bad fight. It might end a friendship, it might end a relation. Oh my god. Advice here. We get the Four of Cups. This is also, it's strange because it doesn't always ring to me as an apology card, but I get that this is an apology card. If you want to make things right with people, it's time to apologize. It's time to right wrongs. It's time to have those conversations. The Four of Cups also talks about being dissatisfied, being frustrated, not really being able to push forward, and not seeing how to do so. We're frustrated, we're lost, we're stuck, but we don't really know how to get to that next step. We don't really know how to get over where we're at. And the Five of Cups, once it, comes after this, and it asks us to move forward, to focus on what we do have and not what we've just left. So sometimes I see the Four of Cups as a place where we have to leave a relationship, leave a friendship, leave a situation behind, and it might not be very comfortable. We might not be happy, but if we need to do something here. There is dissatisfaction, discomfort in this moment, and something has to be done about it. And that's something. Sorry, there's like a fruit fly or a gnat or something. What's in your strength here? And what you can do is reunite, rekindle friendships, relationships, Lord of Pleasure. Sometimes I see that this card has come up in I want to say almost every reading, even the readings that it came up beforehand. I think it came up beforehand in Aries reading, I believe. Maybe Scorpios as well. But there is this nostalgic feeling, and it's Mercury retrograde. We're wanting to reconnect. We're wanting to make things right. We're thinking of past relationships. We might be reaching out to people again. People that we haven't talked to, haven't seen. Even, you know, exes. There's, you know, people from our past coming back. Our own situations that we're manifesting into our life from the past that are coming back because we're bringing that back in. Regardless, it's a sense of something from the past coming back here. Reconciliation. Also, do things that make you feel comfortable and that you love, like on your own. Like if you like reading certain books, playing certain games, get into that energy that brings you to a positive place this month, okay? And again, I just think that this is a very... I know you guys want to go out and do stuff and do this and do that, but there are fights and there are things that you're not coming across well in, and I would say take a lot of time for yourself this month. Take a step back in social situations. Let me pull... one more for you guys, then we're going to actually pull some for love, I think. People might be coming back from the past to... I take that back. That feels more like you. I mean, yeah, some of you guys might have people coming back to apologize, to see what's going on, to see where you're at, to try to reconcile because they're not happy without you in their life, but I think that that's also you. Be careful of that urge to reach out to the ex, to reach out to somebody who you had a bad relationship with because of nostalgia. What's this coming out here? 5 of Pentacles, guys. I have to be honest, this is an underlying energy this month. I don't like it. I'm going to be honest. This is a tough read. You guys have been going through a tough time this month. July has been hard for you guys. Wow. 5 of Pentacles again. Lord of material trouble. Be careful of the money that you're spending. Try to hold back. If you want to buy yourself something, wait until your season, guys. Wait to spend that money in your own season. Try not to spend willy-nilly because you're feeling down. This also talks to me about, you know, some type of desolation here. We might be feeling very desolate, very lost, very out of touch with certain people, certain relationships. There's an energy of separation here, and there's not much we can do to go towards this person, towards this situation. We could be feeling very abandoned, very much on our own spiritual journey. You know, a lot of things have been stripped away when we get to the 5 of Pentacles, and we have to focus on how we're feeling and where we're going in our own spirituality, keeping us warm in this moment where we don't have much else. Our own self keeping us happy and, you know, still loving ourselves throughout this difficult moment here. Because again, this feels difficult. It feels like you've been left in the cold here. Whether that be in a situation, a career, a job, not having a lot of money right now, but things don't seem to be working out and you're feeling very troubled, very at a loss, very desolate, very alone. Let's go on to love now, though, okay, guys? I'm just going to hold on to these. And we're going to use... I'm going to use the Aquarian Tarot for love for you guys. I'm just feeling it. Love and relationship, romance energy for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, July 15th through the 31st of 2019. If you guys haven't, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Definitely check out your first half of your July 2019 reading. I think I just have it as July 2019. That was one of the most powerful readings I've ever done. 4 of Pentacles for love. So we have a stable situation. If we're in a relationship, there's stability there. Hold on to it. Stop trying to run around and do this, do that. Not a good time to make those decisions. Not a good time to be like, well, I know this relationship in person is good, but maybe I should, you know, mess the whole thing up. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. Try to hold on to it. Whenever I see the 4 of Pentacles as well, we've been holding on to some feelings, some type of stress, maybe, situation. But we have stress about what we're holding on to in general, in terms of love here. Again, there's the Hermit. If we're having issues with a Virgo, we're really wanting to reconnect with a Virgo that we've had feelings for, that we want to reconnect with. You know, maybe we're building up feelings for somebody that we're not in a relationship with, and it's coming up here. 4 of Pentacles, the Hermit, though. Oh my gosh, the Moon reverse. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't mind the Moon reverse, though, because it feels... it definitely is uncomfortable, and I often do see it as, yeah, there's anxieties and weird stuff coming up to the surface. It's also that eclipse card. So I do want to say that, you know, this is the eclipse card. And I feel that things will be more clear when we have a new moon in Virgo. Okay? Things will sort themselves out, clear out around that full moon. Sorry, not full moon. Around that new moon in Virgo. But also, whatever is going on right now with the eclipse, whatever comes up for you, especially in terms of relationships. If you've been feeling lonely, lost, alone, and even within a relationship, and you've been holding on to that, those fears and anxieties are coming up. They're coming up to be dealt with. You want to do something about it. You've been thinking about it, ruminating on it, especially if you're in a relationship, you're going to bring this up to your partner. And you're going to say, I want to reconnect. What's going on? I feel like either you're cheating on me. I feel like you're not giving me the attention that I need. Emotionally, I feel stuck here. But also, the Page of Pentacles is going to come up. For me, this talks about, you know, the other person saying, okay, well, have you put in the effort, though? And you're going to have to really look at that and say, have you changed? Have you put in your efforts into the situation that you needed to? Have you been putting in the equal amount, or are you just expecting this person to take care of the situation? Have you been too money focused? Is also a question that comes up. Again, that Virgo energy, we might be having a lot of conversations with a Virgo with one about where our fears and in the relationship, where our feelings of fear are based and why. It's a really deep message. Seven of Cups reversed. Again, I think that a lot of the stuff that's coming up now, it's going to be confusing for a bit. I really want to say that I think that new moon in Virgo is really when things are going to feel more grounded in reality, feel better, make sense. So we have like another season or so for that, but take your time, go within. I would say try to fight the urge. And I know I'm saying this like basically to a wall because you guys aren't going to listen to that, but try to fight the urge to make crazy rash decisions, to say those things, to be unhinged in a way. And I think you guys are going to know in what areas and when you become unhinged. Sorry about that. Because there really is this lost feeling, and it doesn't feel like you have any control over anything this month, and that's making you a bit crazy. It's making everybody a bit crazy, but as we're approaching your month, you're like, I'm trying to prepare for my month here. I'm trying to prepare for my solar return. I'm trying to prepare for all these parties and all this stuff I want to do. And this is where we're at. We're focusing on money, of situations of the past, where we want to be and, you know, where we can't get to. But we have to look at what blocks us. We have to really talk about, you know, areas where if we're not happy and we're in this position, we need to do something about it. Because again, Five of Swords, Nine of Swords, there's a lot of dissatisfaction, a lot of frustration. If people have been upset with you, they're going to bring it up to you this month. If you're coming across as too much in a situation, again, watch out. I just get this sense of like having the wind knocked out of you, this, you know, but also you bringing that energy into a room, you know, having the air knocked out of you. And well, everybody else kind of has their rose-colored glasses ripped off. You're trying to put the broken ones back on your eyes, and you're running around talking at like 10 miles an hour. Not 10 miles an hour, like 100 miles an hour. And it's not working out. So I really think you guys need to take a step back, go into hermit mode, and I don't want to say don't do anything, but like, don't do anything. Let's go on to some love cards. Let's get a love card here, and then we'll get a Stacey DeMarco card. Definitely check out your first half of the month reading, okay, guys? Please do. Wow. All right, love for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Romance. We get give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. Yeah, and again, some of you guys are going to want to just bring all this negative stuff up and just be like, bye. You're never going to do this, you know. Give people a chance. Work on your partnership if you're in a relationship. Work on how you view partnerships and how, the energy we put into them, how we work in relationships. We have to evaluate that. And again, that's a huge thing for you guys right now. It's evaluating how we are in relationships, whether they be friendships, love, family. We have to really reevaluate on that level there. We have to kind of grow up in that level. And that's really how I feel. I feel like the universe has been shoving that into your face, and it's been bringing up a lot of, moments of bruised ego, moments of self-deprecation, and moments where our self-esteem takes a deep plummet. So expect that kind of around this Capricorn full moon eclipse energy, okay? It's big stuff. It's not letting anybody go easy, so don't expect that. All right, so let's see. Messages from our higher selves, from our spirit guides for my amazing Leos. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Lady de los Muertos, acceptance and equality. I love this card. So guys, wow, yeah, this is like, I definitely feel like you guys have had some big endings. Have they been friendships, relationships, job? Just overall situations that you thought would be sticking around, you didn't expect to just end the way it did, even if you knew it was going to. It's like, you guys are not comfortable in this. There's loss here for sure. There's been some losses. So, acknowledging that death is a natural process that will enter everyone's life at some time, and that perhaps until then we can choose to be life-affirming, takes away much of the fear. Take a light approach to a situation initially, and it may work out better. If you are holding on to something that does not serve you any longer, I'm so sorry, guys. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry. That never happens. Take a light approach to a situation initially, and it may work out better. If you are holding on to something that does not serve you any longer, in particular material things, simplify and let it go. And again, maybe this is exhausting, and that's why I'm yawning. Because that never happens to me during a reading. Yeah, again, take a light approach. Take a light approach to how we're coming across to people. Even if, internally we're a big mess and it's a storm inside, take a light approach on the outside. Okay, guys? Thank you. All right, Leo. So those are your messages for mid-July 2019. I'll see you guys in August. Do check out your other, do check out your moon, your rising this month for sure, especially if they're in Cancer or Capricorn. Definitely check out your Venus as well. If it doesn't resonate with you guys, it's not meant for you. And thank you guys so much for all of your support. If you haven't, I really ask you to definitely subscribe to the channel, share a video, hit that little wiggly bell in the corner, and it'll notify you whenever I put up a video, whenever I go live. And if you want to get 20% off of anything from my Teespring, guys, you can use the code CANCERS. And you can do that at checkout, all right? Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate all of your support, and have a blessed second half of July. My heart is with you guys. I hope that you guys are getting through this okay. Comment, definitely leave me some comments, guys. I definitely want to know what's going on with you guys. All right, Leos, so long. Namaste.